Adventuring we go, adventuring we go. All right, let's actually do some adventuring. Keep talking about it. We're actually going to go kill something and use our skills, and yeah, just basically do some exploring. So let's set out on the open road. And actually, let's not set out on the open road. Let's pull up our map and see where we should head. So in Solus, there is a couple of locations that you can go to as a new player. Valenwood Forest is a good location, as well as the Sewers of Despair. And the Sewers of Despair sounds more interesting to me, so I think that's where Prothall is going to set out for our first adventure. Let's go ahead and pull up that map again. And you can see here right now, so we're in the warrior guild right now. We're actually going to go back to the square, and then from the square, I like to use that as my kind of central spot. From there, we're going to head to the Sewers of Despair. So we can see that that is way down here. So once we get to the square, it looks like we're going to go south, 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 south. So that's 5 south, 1 east, 3 more south, another east, 2 north, and then down. And then it looks like we're going to be in the Sewers of Despair. I'm going to give you a little spoiler or a shortcut here. You can also get to the sewers by going through the dump, which is 1, 2, 3 south, west, south, and then down. But we're going to take the long route just for a little bit of extra map reading practice. But you can go this way as well. And actually, the dump is an interesting place to visit, because if you go there and type rummage, sometimes players, if they can't rent certain items, they'll go and drop it in the dump, and then you as a new player can benefit. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. So check out the dump, do a quick rummage, and you can see if you can find anything cool. We'll check that out on our way to the sewers as well. So let's go ahead and get down there. All right, so we are still at the Weapon Masters. Let's get out of here first. So I think that was east down, north down. That gets us back to Solus Square. So let's start heading south first off. 1, 2, 3. And let's check out the dump first. So let's go west and then south, and now we are at the Solus dump. You can see that in our exits here there is an option to go down, so we could go down to the sewers that way, but we're just here to rummage. Let's see if there's anything good here, and I'm guessing there probably isn't. Rummage a couple of times just to dig through some garbage. Didn't find anything interesting, but we'll check back here again. So let's go ahead and go north and east. That puts us back to the intersection that we were at before we branched off, so we still have to go 2 more south. Now we can go east, 3 south, east twice, I'm sorry, east once, almost got lost already. And then from here we should be able to go north, north, and we are inside the well house, and we can see that there is a down exit going into the Sewers of Despair. Unfortunately, that's where our map ends. From here on out, we're on our own. So let's go ahead and head down into the sewers and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. So we're climbing on a rope right now. I'm just going to point this out. If you sleep here, you will fall. You cannot sleep while climbing down a rope, so you will fall down to the bottom and deal damage to yourself. So I recommend not doing that. A fun little something I used to do back in my eviler days was charm somebody, bring them here, bring them to this spot, and then make them sleep. And then when they would fall down, I would go down and get them, bring them back up, make them sleep until they eventually died. I know, horrible thing to do. That was, again, I am reformed. I wouldn't do such a thing anymore. So now we are actually down in the sewers. We're at the bottom of the well, and there is a long centipede crawling here. So as you recall from the previous video, anything that shows up in red, that's either a monster or an NPC or another player that we can interact with. And we're here to kill stuff. So, and get experience points, all we have to do is just type kill and then something that describes the monster. So we could go with long, we could go with centipede. Long is a little bit easier to type, so I'm just going to type kill long. And that's going to start us in combat, and we'll kind of let's go ahead and kill this, and I'll explain what's happening here. It's kind of it's combat rounds what you're going to see. So when we first type kill long, you can see that this now shows that shows us in combat as well as the monster in combat. And we actually made pretty quick work of the centipede. I mean, it's just a worm, right? So we laid waste to it pretty quick. But let's just scroll back up here and just kind of walk through real quick what's happening. So we can see here that I initiated combat. Our first attack was a miss. It shows our hit points, all that information. We can see our character's name and what our current condition is in combat, as well as the monster and their condition. We barely slashed them with our first attack. We bruised them with our pierce. They missed us. Looks like another centipede entered the room, and then it just kind of like proceeds round after round. And the rounds happen pretty quick. It's like basically every second or so a round kind of happens. So you progress through combat fairly quickly. So you can see here, the next combat round, we hit him again, and now the centipede is actually, they went from perfect to fair to now they are dying. We give them we deal the death blow, and we actually get our experience. A couple of my triggers popped off here, but we're actually going to look at that manually. So you can see here that I got coins from the corpse and then also examined the corpse. I have that as a trigger, so every time something dies, I automatically get coins and examine the corpse to see if there's anything else I want. But if you do not have those triggers yet, all you have to do is type exam corpse, and you can see if there is anything in the corpse. And then if there was coins in the corpse, you would also just type get coins corpse, or you can just type get all corpse if we want to get everything off of the corpse. And we can see that it's already been looted, so there's actually nothing in there. Okay, yeah, I got the coins before I actually examined it, so you can't actually see them in there. But that is how you interact with the monsters and actually kill a monster. So now if we type L, we can see that that's been the centipede that we killed. It went from a red to a yellow. So now there's just a yellow corpse that we can look at and interact with. And then it's basically just kind of rinse and repeat until we score the amount of experience points that we need to level. So let's go ahead and let's kill a small black spider. I'm actually going to remove my weapons here though, because I don't want to do too much damage to it. I want to show you some other things that can happen in combat. We don't win every combat that we jump into. And sometimes the monster will attack us depending on where you're at and what kind of monster it is. Or if you've attacked the monster, like if you've made the monster mad at you and then come back into the room after you had to get out of there, it may start attacking you. So let's simulate a couple of those scenarios. So let's go ahead and remove our sword. We'll remove both of them. So now we are just standing here in our equipment with our lantern up, and everything vacated the room. Let's go ahead and go a different direction here. Oh, actually a spider came back. We'll fight with that spider. So we're going to kill the spider. And you can see here that we're still bruising him, but we're not doing nearly as much damage as we were before. Now, if we get into trouble, and you can actually see that our hit points has gone from perfect to very good. We went from 46 down to 43. Looks like a tick happened and we went back up to full hit points, but the spider also gained some hit points. Let's say that we are losing this combat miserably and we need to get the heck out of Dodge. In that case, what you got to do is type flee. And you may need to type flee multiple times, but you can see here that it worked the very first time and we fleed head over heels. So we have gotten out of combat. Now I don't remember if spiders, after I've attacked it, if it will aggro me or attack me back. Let's go back down and see if it's still angry at us. It doesn't look like it is, unless that's a different spider. So we're safe in this instance. Some monsters, like I said, they will attack you, and then you'll have to, you basically have to keep running. Try to get back your hit points so you can go back and see if you can best them the second time. But that is how you get out of combat with a monster. Let's go ahead and put our weapons back on though. So we're going to wield long, hold short, and let's kill another monster here. So you'll see as you hit the monsters, you gain experience points, as well as when the monster dies, you gain experience points. And actually, let's go back and look at when we fleed. When you flee, you can actually lose experience. Let's see if we lost any experience points when we fleed previously. We flee head over heels. So we did actually lose a little bit. So it's because we did damage to them. I think if we had missed and not hit them and then fleed out, we wouldn't have actually lost experience. But since we did actually damage them and flee out, we lost a little bit of experience. So you can see that we were at 1,093 experience points. and then we fleed, and now we need 1,108 experience points. So you can lose a little bit of experience points from getting out of combat. So now we need 672 experience to level. We're actually getting pretty good experience points per kill. Looks like we got 248 from that spider. Let's kill this other spider that just came in here. See if we can get ourselves a level. So right there it says that we feel especially skillful today. When you start seeing stuff like that, that means that you're getting ready to skill up again, or to learn and train with your guild master. So if we type skill, it's not going to be very evident here because we're so new. But if we had, like, if we were level 2 or 3 and all of these, the asterisks were gone from here, you would see one show up, and that means that you are ready to train. It still shows it across all of them since we're so new. But that is, as you see those especially skillfuls, just type skill to see if you see any of the asterisks show up here to know if you're ready to learn again or not. So that monster actually fled from us, and now I don't know where it went. Look. Oh, okay, so that's actually a good thing to go over as well. So I typed look small, and I looked at my small leather bag, because there's multiple things that are in the room in our inventory that have the keyword small to them. So if you run into something like that where you're typing look at something and it doesn't look, you're not looking at the correct item, let's go find another small. If you type look 2.small, it picks the second item, and that actually I don't remember that. That's awesome. So we actually got a little picture here of a small black spider. I like that a lot. This one is in excellent condition though, so this is not the one that we were beating up on, unless it gained all of its hit points back already. And it looks like that one, who knows where. Oh, here it is. So that one stood up. And of course there was 2 of them in there. Look 2.small. Let's see if we can find the one. No, that's not it. Look 2.small, look 3.small, another one came in, look 4.small. There we go, there's the guy, KI 4.small. So that is the one that we had previously hit, at least I thought it was. It looks like it's got pretty good hit points to me. So I'm guessing another one probably came in. They may be sneaky, but you can see where this is. If there's a bunch of different mobs with the similar names, you got to kind of like specify which one you want to interact with. These are all low hit point monsters. They die pretty quick. It really doesn't matter too much. We could just type kill small and just keep killing them one at a time. I was just trying to show you how to interact with other ones and how you could try to find the one that you had previously been engaged with. So now we have 142 experience points to level. Let's kill one more monster here. Go back towards the entrance here. We'll kill one more small spider, because this should level us, and then we're going to go back to our guild master and learn again, and then I will probably end the video there, and then the next video I'm going to show you how to actually rent. So when you're actually done exploring for the day, how to store your character and all your equipment and stuff like that. Well, this one's actually, silly me, I haven't even been doing any skills. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. So let's kick real quick. So you can see that I just did the kick skill. So I typed in kick, and it says you deliver a snap kick and hit the small spider in the chest. The small black spider is stunned, but will likely regain consciousness again. The satisfaction of that kick invigorates you. Your arms swing freely. So we actually had a successful kick there. I was cheating a little bit because it was already, if you see here, it was already unconscious, I believe. Yep, it was. So I barely slashed it. It was stunned, so then I did a kick, and that basically guaranteed me that I was going to hit with it. Otherwise, most likely I would have missed. So we landed that kick, though. Let's go ahead and try another kick here. And you can see here that, so this has a kind of a recharge timer on it. When you get little messages like this, it says that a primal need to kick something washes over me. That means that I'm ready to kick again. If I had tried to just spam kick, you would notice that I can't just continually repeat it over and over again. Some things have a cooldown on them. So if we kick worm, my kick missed by a mile that time, you can see right here. But I am skillful, so I should be able to learn kick. And then we just slaughtered the poor worm right after that. So we got a couple other skills here. We aren't going to be able to practice rescue because I don't have anybody in my group, but let's say that I had a friend with me and they were getting attacked. I could try to rescue them and pull them out of harm's way, and the monster would start hitting me instead of them. So that's how you use rescue. It's just basically rescue and then whatever your friend's name is. So like if Tim was with me, I could say rescue Tim if Tim was with me, or whatever his character's name was. Let's try a quick bash on something. So there's a green goblin here. I don't know if I want to tangle with the green goblin yet. He might, being level 2, he might make quick work of me. Actually, we might do that before we get, we'll fight with the goblin and see if I win, and then we might have to just run and get out of here. Let's try a quick bash, though, on this centipede. So we type bash centipede. So we try to bash it, stumble, and fall on our face. So that actually indicates that we've now fallen down. If we type score, does it show? Yeah, it shows right there that we are actually sitting right now. So I'm going to need to stand up, and actually I had a trigger that automatically stood me up because it noticed that I was sitting. So if you fall down and miss, you have to actually type stand in order to be able to flee out of combat again. Let's see if that goblin is still here. There is still a goblin there. Is there a goblin here? There isn't. All right, let's see if we can win this fight with the goblin. We got both our swords on. Kill goblin. Oh, and there's a sniveling one here in addition to the green one. So we bruised him. Let's try a quick, I'm going to try to bash because I want to miss the bash. Okay, we did. Let's see if I can get off a flee attempt here before my trigger automatically stands me up. Okay, excellent. So it says you cannot do that while you're sitting. So my trigger just realized I was sitting and it automatically stood me up. But if I had been trying to flee and I couldn't get out of there, you got to pay attention to what's scrolling across the screen, because you might need to manually stand up to actually flee out of combat. So make sure you're paying attention to this stuff as it's scrolling across the screen. And I know it's a lot to take in at first, but you'll get used to it as you play longer. So this thing's kicking our butt. Clearly, we're at bad right now. It's still at good. Let's get the heck out of here. So we're going to flee while we're standing. He's still sitting here. Let's see if he attacks us real quick. See if he's angry at us. He's still sitting. Just stood up. Is he angry at us? Nope, he's not. So we're going to get out of here. So we go up twice, and if you might have noticed, if I type score real quick, it says that I am hungry and thirsty. So because of that, I'm going to gain back my hit points and my vitality much slower than I normally would. And you can also see here, my H now is at 65. When I leveled, my hit points actually went up. So I think we were at 48 before. It's 48 or 49, so we went up to 65. So that's our hit point gain that we got there. But let's deal with our being hungry and thirsty. If we type drink water, we drink water from our water skin, and a dragon just came in. Oh, I read that totally wrong. An adult gibbon. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what's dragon doing here? Anyways, let's, so we drink water, we're still hungry, eat bread. All right, so we eat a little piece of bread and now there's nothing left. So now if we type score, we are no longer hungry or thirsty. So make sure you pay attention to that. Otherwise, like I said, you gain back hit points and vitality much slower than you normally would. Let's go ahead and head back to town here. So we are back at Solus Square, retracing our steps up, south, up, west. Yep, so we are back at the Guildmaster. If we type learn all, we learn all of our skills again. If we type so now if we type skill, you notice how the asterisks are no longer after the skill. So if we were to be, type kick worm again, or whatever we're fighting, and we saw you feel especially skillful, we might see that asterisk show back up here, and that means that we can come back here and learn again. So as you're leveling, pay attention to your skills, because you can skill them up quicker than waiting until you gain another level.